All right, welcome everyone to Elevating Basic Needs Impact webinar. This project was thanks to SB 85 Innovation Funds, and so we were able to create a CSU Basic Needs Training and Resource Center. And I'm going to move on to the next slide here. All right. There we go. And so these resources are specifically designed for the CSU system, but they can be used across higher education in most cases. And also, just so you know, this webinar is being recorded and it will be posted on the Center for Healthy Communities YouTube channel. My name is Aaron Kuntz, and I've been kind of the lead on this project, and we have some other team members here that have also been working on the project. And so we're going to kind of go over that. Here's some of the goals and outcomes for this webinar. We're looking to get kind of started today with understanding the purpose of the project, getting to know the website, where all these resources are going to be housed, and then knowing that CHC is here. We're here to help with technical assistance and just how exactly to use these resources. So we're going to start off with a quick question. So what is your biggest challenge increasing basic needs efforts on campus? We just want you to type a brief answer in the chat box real quick. Okay, I'm seeing staffing. Oh, not enough staff, more staffing. Getting the word to students. Not having designated person. Physical resources. More staffing. Give you a few more minutes to add any if you want. Destigmatizing services. More staff. Getting the word out. All right, those are some great ones. So we're going to move on here. I appreciate everyone sharing their challenges. Kind of the hope of this project and one of the goals of it was to increase resources to help save on time and kind of having those resources already made, so you don't have to worry about having to create them or not even knowing what step or where to go from here. And so hopefully some of these will be helpful in addressing saving time. I don't think we have any resources on here on how to get more staff, but maybe saving time can be helpful. And we do talk about internships, and so that can be a way to kind of help with some of those tasks. So we will cover that. So basically, the website is where we've built out all these resources, and we'll share a link in a minute. But this is the homepage of the website that we have, and it's located on our CHC website here at Chico State. And so as you can see, we have nutrition education, internship program, pantry food safety. We have the restaurant meals program, the farmers market, and then EBT on campus. And so if you click on each one of these resources or each one of these modules, they'll go to a list of resources which you can download. And these are being updated as things change. So for example, the restaurant meals program is something that's going to be evolving with some changes. And so we'll make sure that the resources are always updated to reflect that. Today we're going to be talking about a couple of different topics that I'll go over. But first I wanted to talk about resource guides. So there's a resource guide will be one of the top resources on every single module. So once you click on it, there's a number of lists that you'll see. It'll say how to start. Under how to start, you'll have a resource guide for each one of those modules that I just showed you. And so the resource guide basically has like a little description of every single resource and how you might use it. And so it's a great place to start when you're looking at that. And we'll briefly go over the resource guides for the topics we're going to cover today. But I just wanted everyone to be aware of that. So here's the topics that we'll be covering today. We're going to go over internship program, nutrition education, and farmers market. And so we'll also have time after each topic with question and answers. So if you have questions, feel free to put those in the chat box once we get to that part of the presentation. So we're going to start off with internship program.
Okay, thank you, Aaron. My name is Emily Foxworthy, and one of the many hats that I wear here at the Center for Healthy Communities is our internship coordinator. And I know this position intimately because I was actually an intern, began my professional career as an intern here almost 13, 14 years ago. And so I got to experience it as an intern, and now kind of coming full circle, I've been lucky enough to be our coordinator and watch this program really grow. We started as just kind of a handful of interns, not really knowing what we were going to do or how we were going to kind of create this piece, and now we are turning over about 40 to 45 interns each semester, and that is fall, spring, and summer. So first, we wanted to take another poll, and I definitely appreciated hearing everyone's feedback on the previous poll. And when I see people bringing up the issue of staffing over and over and over, I'm very hopeful that potentially the information that we're sharing about the internship program can help relieve some of those issues around staffing. When I hear staffing, you know, that's typically a position that's paid, but thinking about what are the tasks and the responsibilities that we can put onto a student intern, and how can that relieve our whole staffing picture. So this poll, if you will take it for me, did we get started? Oh, we already got started, look at that. Okay, so the biggest challenge to starting or expanding an internship program, time, oh yes. Excellent, we'll give it just a little bit more, we've got about 30 more seconds to get your answer in. Looking really good. Okay, I think we're going to end the poll and kind of view the results. All right, is everyone shocked? Time was the issue? Did everyone see that okay? Good. So yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that these are all really heavy hitters. Time, we're all slammed already. How on earth are we going to fold in a brand new program? How are we going to start an internship program from scratch? So I hope that the resources that we're providing really gives you a roadmap to take that first step and get started. So kind of the starting question is really, why have an internship program? And for me, it really is necessary to not only get your program running successfully on campus, but to also really provide that student with experiential learning. They're able to develop pre-professional skills. It gives students a platform to make a difference on and off campus. That is something that I've been surprised with over the last, I would say, 3 years, of students that have used the pantry, that have been on CalFresh, and are coming back to me and saying, Emily, how can I give back? I want to help out. What can I do? And so to say, well, why don't you apply for our internship program? It's just a really nice compliment when they feel like they're taking and now they're able to give back. So that's a large way that I pose this program. Is it's a way to give back in our internship program. It also allows peer mentoring. It allows students that may live off campus or may live, don't have, real close residential living to campus to feel connected and kind of grounded within their campus. An internship program really benefits the campus by helping students utilize the skills and the knowledge they've gained in the classroom. It helps students potentially get units that they need. Many majors will require an externship or an internship, and having a place to do that can definitely benefit campus and different departments. It also really creates that good philanthropy piece of the campus of, look at all our students working in the pantry. These are all interns and they're all here giving back, kind of like I mentioned before. So lastly, an internship program is another way that we're able to capture state share. And I'm not sure if your campus is like ours, but state share seems to be the word of the quarter. We are in crunch mode to collect state share, to find ways we can capture more state share, and doing that through your interns is a great way to increase your ability to capture state share. The other thing I really appreciate about having an internship program is you have your audience at your fingertips. I use our interns all the time and say, guys, can you help me with this help me with outreach? What's cool? What's the latest platform? What are students learning about? What are we competing with on campus when we're trying to get our message out? We can be relevant because our own interns, our own students are providing the outreach, which I think is really great. And so if you have an internship, you have students really there and ready to go, you've got your audience at your fingertips. All right, so how do we get started? What's the plan? Well, we've got some resources up for you, which is definitely kind of your home base. And so when you have that question of, I don't have the time and I don't know that next step, this is really where you want to get started. We've got an introduction video, and that's a link to our YouTube video that explains kind of step-by-step in the main pieces of the internship program. We've got a resource guide, and Erin covered that at the start of the webinar, and you can find all of the explanations of the resources related to the internship program module. We then have an internship program overview, and this is a PowerPoint presentation that you can review yourself or potentially at a team meeting with your group to help brainstorm and kind of get your next step in motion. Then we have our internship and student employee coordinator checklist. This is actually a document that I have created over the last, I would say, 4 or 5 years. So it's always a working document. And this is just, I need something that I can just look at bullet points and go down the list, say, yep, I'm on track, next, 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 next. So I really appreciate anything that's titled a checklist. Besides the resources on how to get started, we also have some great best practice resources for running your own internship program. We've created an activity log, and this is a live document that we share back and forth. It's a tool used between supervisor and intern to track hours and activities that are spent during their internship. It's something that you can use to say, are you on track to receive your hours so that you can get units at the end of this? Or, wow, it looks like you're spending a lot of time on social media. Do we need to dig into that a little bit more? So it's just a great tool that's used between supervisor and intern. We also have a customizable intern orientation PowerPoint, an example of a photo release. So pictures from your intern working on campus can be used in campus publications. And the intern objective performance review document, which can really help guide oversight and can be used for turning into departments when verification is required for internship hours when we're talking about units. So what we really tried to do here was give you the nuts and bolts that we have gleaned out as the best practices and make them customizable for your campus. So we hope that they're helpful. We definitely don't want them to be overwhelming and be too much. And my best piece of advice would be to start small. Start with a relationship that you already have with a department. Do you know one person in the social work department? Do you know one contact in the nutrition department? And just begin a conversation with them about the potential of starting an internship program. You don't have to scour campus to figure something out. Just start with the relationship you already have and go from there. I'm definitely, Erin, do we have any questions? I'm always up for answering questions.
Yeah, we do. Hawk had a question about having a difficult time asking students to work for free. What's kind of the guidance? Well, it looks like how to use grant funds to provide a stipend for students. What's your insight on that?
Hi, Hawk. Good morning. That's a really great question. And it is very difficult to ask students to work for free potentially because they've already got another job and they're taking 21 units and their plates are completely full. So the potential for an internship, how do we even approach that? What we do at the center here is we have a requirement and they must complete 135 internship hours, and then they become eligible to apply for a student paid position. We have not ever done kind of this stipend piece where a department will offer a stipend to an intern We've never worked that out, but what we are able to do with our CalFresh budget on campus is to glean out a little bit and save it for student paid positions. Where we have had success using department dollars is through our work study funds. And so many times we will bring on student interns after they've completed their hours into a work study position, of course, if they're eligible. So I hope that helps a little bit, Hawk. I'd be so happy to chat on the phone if you want to, kind of offline, to really figure out how we can customize for your campus. But you know, you gotta really sell it. You gotta sell it as a way to give back. You have to sell it as something that they're building their resume, they're building and practicing their pre-professional skills. When I go out and kind of market and advertise our internship opportunity, I make it a very comfortable place for them to practice their professionalism. So maybe they've had a job at a coffee shop. Maybe they've had, you know, a retail job, but have they ever really had a professional work experience? And that's what I want them to have with us. And so when I use that angle, students kind of perk their ears up in a little different way. And I say, come over with us, make mistakes, learn. We want to help you walk through this internship experience. So I make it less about doing work for me and doing work for CalFresh, but really about what it provides for them. So that's the angle that I try to market, if that makes sense. So let me know, Hawk, if you want any follow-up. I'm definitely happy to do that.
And then we have another question here. Are your interns part of the CSU 4S internship program as well? I haven't heard of that one.
My answer is I don't know, but I'm going to look that up. Can you give me a little snippet on what the S4 piece is? Is that a pot of money? Is it, that's unfamiliar to me, but I will definitely go back and do my homework. And Doris, I'd love to follow, are you East Bay, Doris, is that right? I'd love to follow up with you in person for sure, on the phone.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, awesome, sounds good, Doris, look forward to it.
All right, we're going to move on to our next topic, which is nutrition education.
Hi, everyone. I am Melissa Stearns, and I've worked with nutrition education since I began here at the center over 8 years ago. I'm now on this contract. So I was heavily immersed in nutrition education, mostly in Glenn County, which is one of our neighboring counties, and I worked with a lot of interns. And Hawk, I'll be there in Dominguez Hills next week in case you want to bounce any internship ideas off of me. I will be down there if you're going to be at that training. So nutrition education is just near and dear to my heart. I absolutely love it. It's an amazing tool to get people to really be aware of making healthy choices. And so I'm going to be talking about how you can use our nutrition education module to help educate your students about making healthy choices now and, of course, helping shape future healthy choices for them. But first, I would like to hear from you. So what nutrition education activity do you think students would enjoy? And we have another poll here, so please take a moment to respond to that. This is so much fun to watch in real time. Okay, we'll give you a little bit more time, about 20 more seconds here.
It's a runaway with Taco Tuesday.
Right. Not so much on those recipe cards, huh?
That's the easiest one.
What is, I know, right? Okay, looks like Healthy Taco Tuesday tasting booth. Looks like that is kind of the runaway answer here. So, so much fun. Of course, you can do that any day of the week. You can do it, you know, a Maui Monday and have something with pineapple. Anyway, don't get me started on that, because that's a lot of fun for me to be creative in that way. So I know how students here at Chico State would enjoy and benefit, and it actually, they have in the past, because we've been doing nutrition education with our CalFresh program. And so we have a lot of these nutrition education ideas. So to help get you started on your campus, you're first going to want to watch our introduction video on the website. So launch into that one. After that, you want to review the resource guide on nutrition education. Take a look at the training presentation, and that's going to cover basically how to prepare, how to conduct, how to learn from conducting nutrition education on campus. And of course, a lot of that is from our experience and our learning as well. We also have events planning and feedback tools that you can use. You don't have to create your own. This includes a detailed event coordination checklist so that you don't forget anything, and a feedback form that you can give to the students so that you learn from them. What did they like, what they didn't like, so that you can continue to improve your event. And then finally, we do have an Eating Right When Money is Tight presentation that you can use as a nutrition education class. And of course, recipe cards, even though apparently they're not very popular, that you can print and keep in your pantry or CalFresh Outreach office. But you can also use those recipe cards to make some recipes and have those tastings in your pantry when students are coming in to pick things up. If you have a surplus of green beans and something else, you can find a recipe with green beans in it and get those off the shelf. So
I'm fairly certain there's also a taco recipe.
I'm pretty sure there's quite a few taco recipes. Any questions? Oh, that looks yummy. That would go really well in a corn tortilla or on a chip.
All right, doesn't look like any questions right now, awesome, but we'll have time later too if, oh wait, there might be one. Do not have cooking knowledge and facilities. Actually, Emily wants to talk about that one.
Yeah, I'd be happy to chime in and just offer our experience here. Actually, just about 2 weeks ago, we did a minimal cooking nutrition education class for some of our students who are living in the dorms and doing a kind of, it was actually calculus boot camp over the summer in preparation to begin their attendance at Chico State. And we did microwavable meals. It was so fun. So we were really kind of tuning into what is the experience of a college student that is living in the dorm. And they've got maybe, at best, they've got a mini fridge and they've got a microwave. And so we used those two things as our cooking equipment, and we kind of wrapped around recipes that would use ingredients from the pantry and use their limited cooking stuff. And so we did actually microwave baked potatoes with chili and some veggies over that. We also kind of learned how to do pasta without making like the mac and cheese in the microwave, but how to do pasta with water there, and so that was really fun. But we got really creative. We had to kind of dig deep, be in the zone of a college student, and what do they have, and how can they make the most of it. So we had a lot of fun. Students loved all of the kind of ideas, and they had great ideas too, which we'll just continue to expand on as well. So yeah, mini fridge and a microwave. Those are your cooking equipment pieces.
And Melissa, we got another question here from Hawk. Says a lot of students are looking for culturally relevant recipes, Mexican, Latinx, Black, African American, API, etc. What would be your suggestions for that?
So there are a lot of resources out there, a lot of SNAP-Ed resources that do have many culturally diverse recipes. Another place that you can look is eatright.org, and there are massive amounts of recipes, lots of different ethnic, different cultures, so check that out.
Yeah. Just to add on to that is we always make it a conversation around food. So when we're providing a sample, the picture that you're looking at there, that actually is a sample that we did on campus using our work study dollars and food from our campus farm. But when we're doing that, I ask students, what do you like? What do you eat at home? What does your family like to eat? And I hear that feedback, and that's what helps us really become relevant in our food to our students. And so I say, rice and beans perhaps. Let's think of a healthier way that we can prep that together. So we're always in a conversation around food with our students to make sure that we really are being culturally and ethnically appropriate when we're serving our food. So our students can look at it and know what it is or can relate, and then stretch them a little bit into those healthier versions of that. So I hope that helps. We're always up. If anybody has ideas, put it in the chat box so we can learn too.
Yeah, and just to go off that, on the website, we have a link, which I'll get onto the website at the end of, once we're done with the different modules and kind of show you. But basically, one of them has kind of more recipes, and it links to this huge archive of recipe cards. So that's a good place. And then those other resources that we had on there was good. Sounds like eatfresh.org. We have more people saying how great that is with culturally relevant cookbooks, and we've definitely seen that too. So some good ones. All right, we're going to move on to a new topic. Farmers Market.
All right, thanks, Erin. Hi, everyone. My name is Karina Padaka, and I'll be guiding all of you through the Farmers Market module. There have been a number of benefits to partnering up with our local farmers market here in Chico. I've actually been working with the farmers market team on and off for the past 2 years, starting with my internship as well. So the farmers market is amazing to me, and I love it. We all love it here at CHC. So I want to begin with a poll. I just want to hear from you guys what you all think are the benefits to connecting your campus to your local farmers market. So I'll give you a little time. All right, so we're going to go ahead and end the poll. So it looks like all of the above. There was a few of you who chose the more diverse grocery options, and then if market match is present, students with CalFresh have increased buying power, but most of you said all of the above. So as you all can see, there are a lot of benefits to connecting your local farmers market, and I'll go ahead and walk you through how to get started, how to promote your local market, and talk about resources for connecting farm to campus as well. So to get started, you'll want to watch the introduction video on our website. Next, check out the resource guide, which lists all the resources of this topic. There's also an EBT resource that you can share with your local farmers market if they do not have EBT transaction for students who have CalFresh food benefits. So after creating a partnership with your local farmers market, you'll want to promote to students on campus. So we have created sample flyers, also recipes and social media worthy materials that you're able to edit with your campus and farmers market information. Remember that cross-promoting with CalFresh Outreach in your pantry is always a great idea. So you've heard of farm to table, but have you all heard of farm to campus? So this is connecting students to farmers directly. This can be incredibly beneficial. So for example, our University Farm Organic Vegetable Project actually delivers produce boxes to our campus pantry, our students, and even staff who sign up for the purchase and delivery. So these are resources that can be great for sharing with campus partners, such as farmers you meet at the farmers market, to help build a relationship to better serve campus and local farmers. So if any of you guys have any questions on farmers markets, any of this module, I'm here to answer as best I can.
Yeah, and as people get add their questions in there. I actually get a box from our organic vegetable project at their university farm, and it's really neat because it's delivered directly to my office. And if for some reason I'm out of the office for that week or on vacation or something, I can just email them and ask them to donate it to our pantry, which is kind of neat and just a kind of unique way to kind of go about it. So do we have any other questions or any questions for Karina here about farmers market? Looks like we don't have any questions. You can always ask as we move through into other topics as well. So real quickly, I'm going to move on to our upcoming webinar. And so I just wanted to let you all know that next week we have a webinar on food security resources. And so this is going to cover a restaurant meals program, the pantry food safety, and EBT on campus. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to post a link in the chat box to register. Most of you probably already got the register information, but you're welcome to share this with other campus partners. It would be really vital for food service directors or auxiliary directors or camps or people that are involved with different food resources or your local kind of shops on campus that serve food. So feel free to forward and share. I'm going to post that in the chat box, and then I'm going to quickly go through the website and just kind of show you how to use it. And I'm posting another link to our website, so you're welcome to go check it out and kind of view kind of what I'm doing. And so here we are. And so normally we have these beautiful pictures here like you saw in our slides, but we're having an issue with our server right now with our pictures on the website. So those aren't available. But basically you'll see when you come to the CSU Basic Needs Training Resource Center homepage, this is where it is. You can click on, for example, nutrition education, and it'll take you to here's the video, the introduction video, and then the resources just start right here. So you've got your resource guide, you've got your nutrition and education training PowerPoint, and if you click on this, it will actually you can save or download the resource. And so that's all of these different ones here. I'll just quickly go through the ones that we covered today. So you'll see the same thing is true for the internship program. We've got lots of resources on this one. And then the same with the farmers market. So we've got our introduction video, and then we've got the different resources, how we laid them out in the presentation today. And for those that were talking about the recipes, here is what I was talking about. So if you click on this, it'll actually take you to this page, and this is based on eatfresh.org. It's from Leah's Pantry, which is a great partner of ours. And so you'll see you've got the front and back print ready. So let's see what happens if we go in here. So there's all kinds of different ones. Looks like there's different languages as well. And let me see this one. Yeah, so here you go. You've got your different languages and the different sizes. And then they've got a bunch of different recipes. So it's super helpful. There's tons of them on here. These are all print ready, but if you go to eatfresh.org, it's another great website that we talked about, and so you can find all kinds of recipes on here. All right, we're going to go back to our presentation. So again, there's that webinar, and if those are interested, and then here's just some contact information from us. You're welcome to reach out to us for any technical assistance with any of these topics. Tweet us if you want. Also, if there's any follow-up questions, we'll wait a couple minutes and hang out to see if there's any follow-up questions. Otherwise, thanks so much for being on our webinar, and please reach out if you have any questions about the resources, and check out our website. Thanks so much.